Alright, this is a Maaco paint job on a 91 Camaro Z28. We had this car painted a year or two ago. It recently got a little bit of front end damage, so we ended up buying a used original hood and we fitted it to the car, and we bought an OER bumper cover and an OER ground effects. We fit the bumper cover before it went to Maaco, back to the same Maaco that originally painted the car. And this is what we got back. First of all, they couldn't even rinse off all the sanding dust and everything, clean off overspray, whatever. We paid about $2,000 to have the color changed on the hood, the hinges painted, the bumper cover painted, which was already fitted, and the ground effects painted, which was also brand new. So we paid a lot of extra for prep. That's prep. That looks prepped, right? You can see through the paint. They couldn't even put the shocks back on right side up. It's not the end of the world. We can flip them over. They were in such a rush, they couldn't even let the paint dry under the hood, apparently, before they flipped it over and set it back on the spray rack and sprayed the top. That's in the paint. Let's close the hood. This is prep. Rust bubbles. That's prep. This is their prep. There's chips from the old paint all over the place, and we still have to put stripes on here and put scalps back on. Look at orange peel. I know there was a small repair done on top of this fender. You can feel the overspray on this fender. There's overspray all over the roof that you can feel. This was after being refused to be picked up because there was large fish eyes all over the nose. I'm going to try and make this quick because it's starting to rain. It's going to get loud in here. We put the car up in the air, and we're back. Now, they painted the car originally, and they painted the front clip now. It looks to me like they painted the fender, the whole fender. So, the paint doesn't even match. And that's their paint on the door. You come around to here, look at all that prep. They did an awesome job. I've cut it off. Look at the runs in the paint. There were drips, large drips off of here that I had to cut off with a razor blade. You can see it there. Look at that. And the paint is just flaking off. This is all runs and drips. Every bit of that. This is where the paint just flakes off. Look at that. It just flakes off. Orange peel in the fender. It looks like somebody painted this car with a roller this time. Is that bad? And that was a brand new turn signal. It's got a little tiny bit of overspray. Not the end of the world. Look at that. That's their idea of prepping a paint job. Prepping a brand new part for paint. So a lot of this I know is hard to see because it's white. That's all pinholes in the paint along with the orange peel. In the front of the bumper. Look at that. And it gets even better. That's where the paint's just flaking off. Look at that. Paint just, look at that, just comes right off. That's paint. This is paint. That's their idea of prep. So the paint's just coming right off the bumper. This is all heavy runs and drips. I cut them off with a razor blade. See, I mean, you can see that there even, how thick that is. These runs and drips. There's no excuse for this. Absolutely no excuse. This was a brand new bumper cover that we fitted to the car. The hood was already fitted. We paid them extra for prep. And we got garbage back. And we can't even go to a different Maaco with a warranty because we're told the same family bought up all the Maacos in South Jersey. So we expect the same quality of work from another one. We were in fact at another one picking up a vehicle, and they had the bay doors open on the back, and they were in there, they had guys in there sanding in the open area and priming in the open area at the same time. They couldn't even take the flash out of that scoop, and the scoop's not really even painted inside. I mean, other than that, the paint job looks decent on here. I took some of the flash out of that with a Dremel. We're going to end up having to paint the scoops black anyway inside. And I know you can't see it here. Let me find a flashlight. That's not even sanded. If it is, I can't see it. They literally sprayed right over the urethane without sanding it even. And I guarantee we take it back, they're just going to scuff it and they're going to put more paint on top of it again. So at some point, we know all the paint's just going to shatter on this car and just come off. It's going to crack and just come off in big pieces like it already is. You know, and this is after the guy that took over corporate Maaco went on that undercover boss show, which is just a giant infomercial that they pay for, and made all these claims about their quality and how they're fixing everything and all the problems. Dude, you ain't fixed nothing. And we've tried different Maacos. Because another third gen we had done, it had stone chips all in the paint on the bottom of the door on both sides. And we got it back. We paid them. They were supposed to take the car down to metal. Several $1,000s. Chips were still there. They never sanded it down. All they did was spray right over all the stone chips. And then they refused to fix it properly. It's a complete joke. All I can say is, don't go to Maaco.